One sunny morning, a little puppy named Max lived with his family in a small house near the park. Max was very cute, but he was also very curious. He loved to explore new places and meet new friends. Every day, Sarah, his owner, would say, "Max, stay here. Don't go too far." Max always listened, until one day. That morning, Sarah was playing with Max in the garden. She threw a red ball, and Max ran after it. When he brought the ball back, he saw something amazing, a beautiful butterfly flying near the garden. The butterfly was yellow and blue, and it fluttered its wings gently. Max thought, "I want to play with it." Without thinking, Max ran after the butterfly. He ran fast through the grass, past the trees, and into the street. The butterfly flew higher and higher, and Max followed it farther and farther away from home. After a while, Max stopped and looked around. The butterfly was gone, and Max realized something. Where is my house? Where is Sarah? Everything looked different. There were no familiar trees, no red ball, and no Sarah calling his name. Max felt scared. His heart started to beat faster, and he sat under a big tree. Tears began to roll down his furry cheeks. "I'm lost. I want to go home." While Max was sitting under the tree, a kind boy named Tom walked by. Tom was about 10 years old, and he loved animals. When he saw the sad puppy, he stopped and said, "Hello, puppy. Why are you crying?" Max looked up at Tom with big, watery eyes and said, "I'm lost. I want to go home." Tom smiled and knelt down next to Max. "Don't worry," he said softly. "I'll help you find your home." Tom gave Max some water from his bottle and patted his head. "You're a brave puppy," Tom said. Tom decided to take Max on a little adventure to find his home. They walked together through the neighborhood. Tom asked people they met, "Do you know this puppy? Does he live near here?" Some people shook their heads and said, "Sorry, I don't know him." Others pointed them in different directions. Finally, after walking for a long time, they arrived at Max's house. Sarah was waiting outside, looking very worried. Her eyes were red from crying, and she had been calling Max's name for hours. When she saw Max, her face lit up with joy. "Max! You're back!" Sarah ran to Max and hugged him tightly. She kissed his head and said, "I was so worried about you." Then she turned to Tom and said, "Thank you so much for bringing Max home. You're a hero." Tom smiled and said, "You're welcome. Max is a good puppy. Take care of him." Sarah nodded and promised to watch Max more carefully in the future. Max wagged his tail happily. From that day on, Max stayed close to home. He learned that being too curious could be dangerous. But he also made a new friend, Tom. Every time Tom walked by the house, Max would bark excitedly and run to greet him. Tom would pat Max's head and say, "Hi, Max. You're not going on any more adventures without me, okay?" "I'm happy now," Max thought. And he never chased butterflies too far again.